Hey, what's up? This is Jeremy, founder of quickmail.io.
And this is Jack, Chief Lead Generation Officer at salesbread.com. Jeremy, what do we got today?
Today, we're going to blast a lot of spam. Are we?
Kind of. We're going to talk about high volume campaigns. And more importantly, what do the pros do these days that you need to know about if you want to send out some high volume cold email campaigns?
That's right.
But first,
let's
keep you in suspense for another minute, because today most B2B companies either lack the time and or the expertise to turn your cold prospects into warm sales qualified leads that want to talk to you about your offer. So at salesbread.com, we will bring you one qualified lead every day, Monday through Friday, by sending ultra personalized cold emails and LinkedIn messages so that you don't have to worry about prospecting, list building, copywriting, personalization, and everything in between. So if that sounds interesting and you want to level up your outreach game, head over to salesbread.com, check out some more of our content, and maybe even get in touch at salesbread.com/contact. And I'll see you there.
Yeah, do it. You want it. So how do I fare with my 5 episodes, I think, where I'm reading my first liner? Maybe,
let's see.
Maybe come better. All right, so today as well, it's hard to scale an agency that manages cold outreach once you pass the 10 client mark. Keeping track of all inboxes, sending reputation becomes a nightmare. Also, the multiple replies, by the way, which we are addressing pretty nicely. Meanwhile, you're worried how to keep getting results for clients, but your team doesn't have visibility on which clients needs the most attention. Not to mention having to deal with unhelpful support every day, asking why some part of the tool is not working again. That's why some of the biggest cold email agency in the world, and we'll see that in this episode, chooses Quickmail. It's no drama, it just works, and you can scale your business without worrying that things will break while you're away. So if your operation is looking for the most robust, flexible email scaling tool for your business, head over to quickmail.io and ask for a demo. And you'll be glad you did.
Yes, you will. All right, Jeremy. So let's dive straight into it and send some high volume campaigns. First of all, what's a high volume campaign? What are we really talking about here? How many emails a day? How many prospects started?
Let me start my not so trusty timer. Here we go. We got 10 minutes on the clock.
Is it bigger today?
I don't
Is
think
this timer like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
okay. So when are we, like, it was funny because before the episode, like, Jack asked me, like, hey, what is it for you, high volume campaign? And then he gave me his view, which is like more than 200 prospects.
a day, right?
A day. Yeah. So
Jeremy, I'm making him laugh.
Like I just like pick 1 or 2 customers that I knew that were actually high volume sending, and what we have in Quickmail, I would say, is about like 40,000 emails a day using 200 inboxes. They have 1 million prospects. They have 1 million prospects in their buckets. But yeah, so that's what I call my high volume campaign for me in my mind. That's what it means.
Wow. Okay, cool. So let's just break down how you actually get that set up, because we may have you as a listener and you're wondering to dip your toe into the high volume world. Let's start at the top. What do we do first, Jeremy?
Oh, you're asking me. Well, I think obviously you have to think about deliverability is going to be a high thing. And so one of the first thing you probably want to do is not to create 200 inboxes under the same domain name, but basically just get a list of domains. Why your list? Well, because 1 or 2 may actually start becoming blacklisted, and so you need to swap them if there is any problem, because deliverability is very important. You can do the best thing, the best people, and end up in spam, and no one will read you.
Is that the first thing? Because part of me says the first step is get a campaign that works at a low level scale. Like, don't scale something before you know it works.
Yeah, maybe that's the first thing. 100%. Yeah, and we always recommend do it manually first, see what works, and then once you're happy, then you do to automation. So I'm assuming you already know what works, right? Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So what's next? You got your domains. How many? Do you have a recommendation per inbox so we know if you want?
I do. So we've been running the auto warmer for quite some time now, and it's very obvious that when a domain gets hit, all inboxes under this domain gets hit. So you could do a certain volume per domain, and I would recommend you go to 5 inboxes per domain, which means 200 divided by 5, which means you need 40 domain if you want 200 inboxes, basically.
Now, I understand that the longer these domains are aging, the better. Are we still recommending the 30-day wait period before you actually launch up? Is it longer than 30 days?
Yeah, I think 30 days is great, during which you could effectively auto-warm. You could use mailflow.io, new tool around for auto-warming.
New tool alert. There you go.
That's right.
Okay.
So use mailflow.io
so basically,
for warming up.
Warm it up for a month. Yeah, warm them up for a month.
Yeah. And then
okay,
that,
so 5 inboxes per domain. Maybe grab yourself, what do you say, 20 domains? Is that right?
Yeah, if you want 200 inboxes, but you don't, most of the people, they don't really need that.
Good point. Okay, but you do want extras. All right, so we've got our domains. We got a working campaign prototype, and we've got inboxes. We're going G Suite still, right?
That's a good one. I need to revisit that. I don't have the exact
future episode alert.
Yes, so it's going to be one of the future episodes. I'm going to look at the actual current deliverability after the whole Google shakeup that is happening right now. And then I'll share, what's our recommendation, top recommendation for deliverability. Is it Outlook? Is it Gmail? Is it something else?
I think I'm ready to make a suggestion without data. Grab a mix. You don't put all your eggs, right? So grab you, I don't know, 40% Outlook, 60% G Suite. So then it's easy to fall back on something if need be.
Yeah, I would also add. Go ahead.
You could test yourself as well. You don't have to take our words for it.
That's right. But I will also encourage you to look further than just Google and Microsoft.
Outlook.
Yeah. Outlook and Gmail. There are other solutions as well, and the smarter one out there are just experimenting with different ones. And
you want to give a shout out to any other email service
because they
providers?
Keep on changing. Unfortunately, the deliverability goes up and then goes down, and then you have to switch services and so on. So, and sometimes it's a bit of a mouse and cat with some of the services. Like they don't really. They turn a blind eye to it, but if there's too much problem, they say, "Oh, your
crack down
terms on policy are not saying." But if you just pay them and you have good results, then just like I didn't see you, type of thing. So
makes sense.
It depends.
Okay, fair. So here we are: working campaign, domains, inboxes, warmed up inboxes, a mix of service providers. What's next?
I don't know. What do you think is next?
A bunch of. So I think we need prospects, right? I think we need prospects, and
that's useful.
a whole bunch of them, right? So I'll be very, very frank, Jeremy. I'm the ultra personalized outreach guy. I don't really play in this space. It's hard. I think it's hard to do deliverability well, to do personalization well at this scale, to do prospecting well at this scale. So I do have a few instances where it actually worked very well. During COVID, there was let's call him a Zoom entertainer that would email with 10 different inboxes, probably north around 500 a day. And it would basically say, hey, do you want me to come on your next, team meeting? I'll do a thing and it'll be entertaining. Wow. And here's what's interesting. And I'm bringing it up for a reason. It's
clown of the 21st century.
I am dead serious. And it worked. And the guy was raking it in.
Let me bring my jester.
But here's the thing. Only think high volume. If you really and truly have a whole bunch of prospects that need you equally.
Yes.
And
why do you want to go 200 a day? Just go at it, right? If your offer is that good.
To that many people, you offer Zoom entertainment, because every company uses Zoom, north of 2 people. And so again, you want your offer kind of like that. All right, Jeremy, we got a little less than 3 minutes left.
I could give you as an example. Right now, remote work is very strong. And so there are a few companies that actually offer remote work facilities in a sense, not physical, but it's basically hey, you hire people from anywhere in the world and you just go through your own entity. They've been
Right.
growing like absolutely crazy, like Deals, for example, Let's
Yeah.
Deal.
Okay.
Been growing absolutely crazy. They're awesome because they're finally addressing a big pain point in the market. And so pretty much all the companies that wants to go remote are going to be interested. And so in that case, that's how they grew, so fast, so quick. They did outreach.
These are like mass market campaigns. You can only go high volume if you got a
But they
mass market
started
offer.
from a very small startup. So the point is that, it's not necessarily like, oh, it's only for IBM or only for BMW or like big people. It's only like, you're right. If the audience is big enough. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So I think you need a couple of the team members we haven't mentioned. The personalization checker, not editor, checker, I'm going to say. And then I want you to tell us about like the reply handling element to it, because that's going to be very chaotic at this kind of scale unless you got the goods in place. So
we do.
Personalizing editor. If you're sending 500 cold emails a day, don't do it one by one. Like at SalesWeb, we have a team of people. We look up, like we'll watch TED Talks and we'll like Google for interview, whatever.
You get paid for watching TED Talks. That's cool.
That is cool. Thank you. They're not all interesting, but I would invest in one of those fancy GPT-3 personalization tools, but don't take their word for it. Actually have a person sit there, maybe a team, just triple checking so that you're not sending absolute garbage. I know this is high volume, but you need it to still work. We do teardowns, making fun of high volume campaigns.
That's true.
Kind of regularly here. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I love it. And then for reply handling, this is super important. When you have 200 inboxes, you can't really go into each Gmail or each Outlook. Hey, what's the password already? Let me sign up to the next. Wow. Freaking nightmare. So, your tool should do it. And if it doesn't, our tool is specially done for that. So you go to quickmail.io. And then we have a tab called To-Dos, but we're changing that to Opportunities. And that, we've been beta testing it, and it's like absolutely awesome and solving this problem of, high volume reply. You could actually just reply into one.
All in one place. All in one place. Awesome. That's the idea. I'm going to make one more suggestion. You better have somebody who's dedicated to campaign optimization. Every day they need to check in, change copy, introduce a new variation, mix things up, kill off loser variations, and just keep adding, because a stagnant inbox is a spammy inbox. So keep deliverability in your reply by continuing to change it up.
That's a Jack Reamer quote, and that's how we're finishing.
Look at that. Boom. All right. Nice. If you came this far, you do want to do yourself a favor, check out course.quickmail.io. I had a call today with someone who says, hey, Jack, I found you on the podcast, then got the course, and it was awesome. So shout out to Tom. And also another shout out, longtime listener, Daniel. This episode was inspired by one of your questions. So if you want to suggest an episode, he's awesome. Reach out, podcast@quickmail.io. Tell us what you want us to talk about, and we'll do it. Probably. Boom. See you next time.